Hi everyone, playing horizontal NEH with Sensi Actors Union up against a wizard who's looking to trash all my stuff. Now, at least I've kept him out of by distracting him from HQ. I'm able to get away with my insane agenda flood. Finding my Jackson, I'm able to pitch all my agendas back in archive, so this should help me tide over my early game, which is always weakest for NEH until they find their eyes. So now I should be good to go.
Okay, shenanigans.
What the fuck?
Thanks, Ben. Thank you.
That was worth it.
Yeah. That is my anti-IG tech.
Why don't I have Exploder Paloozas? Damn it. Okay, run R&D, win game.
Oh man. No, I need to just take a moment.
This game sucks. Jackson Howard didn't deserve to be bullied like that. And now, even the political operatives are working against him. What did he do to deserve this? Why? Why can't we all just coexist peacefully? Well, I guess it's time to mop up my tears and get down to a proper rematch against this bastard. But it seems like this is gonna be an uphill battle because I mulligan into one of the worst hands you can imagine. Double Exploder Palooza, BU, oh gosh. Well, at least I managed to distract him from HQ once again with the Sansan. I have another Sansan in hand, so it's fine. And the agenda flood was so bad, I was forced to play the Palooza in server too. And actually, I was hoping he would hit it. That would give me a lot of money to kickstart my economy. Unfortunately, he goes for the correct asset. The team sponsorship, my dear Shift Division. Gone down the drain. I only have one more left in my hand, and I really do need to protect this one. Now, up against Wizard, I think this has an okay matchup. It's definitely one of the worst matchups because obviously he can keep your assets under control. What you really need to do as NEH, or rather, against any form of, when Wizard came out, everyone knew that the way to counter Wizard is to not play your assets out in the open. And this is what I'm striving to do. With my Turnpike, I'm going to defend my hostile infrastructure because that's what defends the rest of my assets. So it's quite natural that he bounces out because he doesn't want to get hit by any net damage. He got an early outside pancakes off, but hopefully I can deal with that with a well-defended hostile. I'm defending my hostile even before defending my R&D. That's how important it is. But as you can see, my hand is really flooded, and a Jackson Howard will be very great right about now. And of course, this time I'll remember to shuffle my agendas back into R&D if I do find a Jackson. I see a diversified portfolio. That's not going to do much because I don't actually have a lot of assets right now. Again, I'm going to use my eyes to defend my assets over R&D. In fact, I'm feeling very safe with R&D right now because there are still 3 Cyber Dexes in R&D to deter any medium dicks, and all my agendas are in my hand. So I'm really not worried about Mega Dicks at all. HQ is a bigger target, and I think he'll get through easily if he so chooses, but he's focusing on R&D instead, which is very good. Deflecting the attention off my awfully loaded R&D, HQ. And that's one of the very big weaknesses of NEH, really. Oh, he's going for it. He's definitely going to get an agenda here. Which one is it? It's the BU. Not good. Not good. That cannot happen. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to further defend our HQ. And Sensi's Actor Union might just be the card that defends it for me. Now, you cannot defend Sensi Actors Union with Ice. However, that's where Hostile Infrastructure comes in. I run 3 copies of it in my deck, and that defends the Sensi's Union. 2 to trash is very cheap, and right now he's trashing one of my Jackson Howards with money, which means he's taking 1 net damage from hostile infrastructure. Then he hits my Sensi Union and decides not to trash it, which means I get to ease my agenda flood. You don't need to overdraw with Jackson to ease agenda flood. All you need to do is to bury your Paloozas with Senti Actors Union. That's huge. Oh man, that is so good. The fact that I can ease Agenda Flood just like that is amazing. I also get Cyberdex on the board so that I can actually begin scoring out Astros if I draw into them. This is quite important because the clot threat is real. On the Peddler there might be a clot and I cannot afford to have him thwart my plans to score an Astro. Now he finally realizes that it's important to get a hostile off the table, and that he does. The Turnpike adequately taxes him, which is not the worst deal in the world. He has to give up 2 cards, take 1 credit loss, and still have to pay 2 credits and a card to trash out hostile infrastructure. Then he keeps me honest on my remotes. He doesn't find the Cyberdex, which is good. Now I draw with Sensi Actors Union, trying to find an Astro, don't find it here. Oh, I do find it. Okay, so I'm probably going to score it right here. I did bury 1 breaking news because I don't need both copies of breaking news. It's only a liability if he steals, if I score 1 and he is around to steal the other copy. Alright, no shift division here. Unfortunately, I'm not able to trigger team sponsorship. That would have been great for resurrecting my hostile infrastructure to make life really hard for him. So that's the combo. If I have a team spawn on the table, I get a hostile infrastructure back under the Turnpike to make life really difficult for him. He has to go trash that. And now my economy is stabilizing, and with the diversified portfolio in my hand, I can easily get up to speed on credits. That would be great. Clot hits the table. This is a slight mistake from my opponent. He shouldn't install Clot before running, because if he hits the Cyberdex in my hand, he triggers it for me, and there goes the Clot. So that would help me a lot. Unfortunately, he misses the Cyberdex and hits my breaking news. So that's the worst possible case. I didn't want him to hit a breaking news because now I can't score it myself, and the other copy is at the bottom of my deck. I buried it. That's not good. Alright, so I'm going to score the Bill instead since he did not contest my Sansan. I'm going to get it off for free, and this is why any H can snowball so quickly. If you don't trash the Sansan, they can score agendas so quickly to close out the game. I res the Cyberdex, kill his Clot, and get the build going. So now I'm at 4 points with an Astro token. It's looking somewhat decent. But knowing that all the Cyberdexes are gone, most of them for that matter, he goes for the medium dig. And this is where things get scary. He's now on match point, he's given me money, but he could easily win the game right here. I need to defend R&D now. He has poked HQ enough to get enough points to get to match point, and that's a good thing for him. It means that now I cannot just score agendas to quickly rush out the game. He'll just win by medium digging. So I need to get a better plan. I'm going to trigger Sensi's Actors Union here, because card draw is always good. I'm breaking the R&D lock, and hopefully that draws me more ice to defend R&D with. So I do have a choice of ice here, a fairly good selection. Little Engine or Wraparound. Little Engine is probably more sustainable because he can only break through R&D so many times, and I do have another Cyberdex to deal with the medium. So the plan here is to install Little Engine and put the Cyberdex on R&D. With 1 remaining click to spare, I'm going to play the DP, the portfolio, to give me a lot of money. And from now on, I'm just going to power draw through R&D. I have 2 Sensi Actors Union on the board. I should be able to power draw my way to victory. Let's see if he wins before I do that. So there's a very good chance he wins on this turn if he decides to run R&D. But he doesn't. He sets up his clone chip and a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to get my draw. I'm going to trigger Sensi Actors Union here because I do want to see an agenda to close out the game. In retrospect, maybe I should have triggered both Sensi Actor Unions. I haven't really been counting cards, but it is possible that I draw into the breaking news I bury earlier on, which could win me the game. Anyway, I'm going to score an Astro here. And of course he reacts with Clot, but I do have the Cyberdex on R&D, as mentioned earlier, and that allows me to score the Astro. So if I did... never mind. So I have to clear my hand. I'm gonna lose a lot of my hostile infrastructures, but the game is almost over. With 2 Sensi Actors Union, I'm able to easily dig through R&D for the win. The question is, can he win this turn? And it looks like he can. With E3 feedback implants, Little Engine becomes a lot less palatable. I mean, I can still res it here, but that will just give him a lot more money because of the 5 credit sub-routine. And I know that he has probably found a David by this point on one of the peddlers. So I decided not to res. Hope for the best that my R&D holds up, which is not something that you can really count on if you're playing yellow. However, I have been burying a lot of agendas this game. So the chance of him actually seeing something is pretty low. He sees one card, and he goes to trash it. Even though it's an irrelevant Mumbo Tempo, he wants to get as many accesses as possible this turn. Let's see if he gets them. Jackson Howard goes in the bin, so he's gonna see a total of 5 cards. 2 cards that were trash and 3 more cards off the top of R&D. He wanted to take back the Jackson trash because by trashing Jackson, that leaves him with inadequate credits to make a final R&D run and liberate David to break the little engine. But he knew that he could use Faust to get through, so he's gonna do that. Gonna lose a lot of cards, but it's worth it. I don't run Snare, I don't have enough money for Snare, and he didn't need the cards anyway. He's going to go through and see 3 more cards, which doesn't win him the game. Where's my agenda? It's on the table! That agenda that I put on the first turn wins me the game. That one card that he didn't check. Wow. So it turns out that unexpectedly, the early agenda flat actually helped me win the game, because I wouldn't have installed that Palooza if I weren't agenda flooded. It also helped lower R&D agenda density, which meant that he had fewer agendas to find when he went in for the big medium dig on the last turn. Speaking of which, look at my R&D right now, which is on the screen. My first Sensi Actors Union trigger was on the Exploder Palooza, the 5th card from the bottom. From then on, I did not shuffle my deck. There are no Museum of Histories and no Jackson Howards. So of the 12 cards in R&D at the start of my opponent's final turn, 5 of them were buried by Sensi Actors Union, and of the remaining 7 cards on the top, there was only one agenda, the Astro Script that you see right there. In fact, that was the very next card. He was off by just 1 card. To be fair though, while the Astro Script was just a 1 in 7, he got to see 5 out of those 7 cards, so his chances of winning were 5 in 7. That being said, you see the power, the sheer power of Sensi Actors Union. The fact that I can put 3 agendas squarely out of his reach, making HQ runs that much less profitable. Not to mention, 5 Sensi triggers meant that I drew 15 extra cards, accelerating the rate at which I find my Astro Scripts, and more importantly, breaking the R&D lock they imposed on me because I wasn't able to find R&D ice for the longest time. Sensi Actors Union is a must trash, and at 2 credits, it's not that hard to trash. It's basically a souped up version of Daily Business Show, and we all know how back in the day that was a must trash. It allows you to ease agenda flood even from existing agendas in your hand. And with total backs, or in the case of IG, IG's ability, the ability for you to draw so many cards clicklessly allows you to just spam out and get lots of total backs triggers, and in the case of IG, enable your ability that much quicker. It is so powerful. So in summary, 2 lessons you've learned today. Number 1, always trash Sensi Actors Union. And number 2, always reshuffle your agendas immediately with Jackson Howard. Hades Shard will ruin your day. Thanks for watching. Happy net running. Goodbye.